YouTube, my name is Mesa and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, in this video I'm going to show you how to complete a secret triumph that is in the game right now that involves the Other Side mission. That's the mission that you do in order to get your bad juju. Now the secret triumph is called Only the Essentials, and you get it by completing the Other Side solo and without dying. I'm sure the MLG PvE bros will have no problem doing this, so this video is more for people like myself that were kind of running into a few issues until I swapped up my gear and changed my loadout and actually used a few of the taken mods that kind of came in pretty handy. So let's get into it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, a like rating is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Let's do this. The ideal loadout that I found for myself was, of course, my beloved Outbreak Prime, the Recluse, or Recluse as a number of you guys pronounce it, and my Hammerhead machine gun. I was using fixed odds for a little bit, but that thing fires too slow. It does great damage, but I don't know. I love Hammerhead, and I have both the Hammerhead and also the fixed odds with Feeding Frenzy and Rampage. Now, I definitely, if you're on a Warlock, I definitely would go with the Phoenix Protocol and Well of Radiance, because you're going to use that also with some Taken Armaments mods, and I have a Taken Resist mod also. If you have any of those from the last Wish raids, throw them on. They're going to be helpful, because everything in this fight, or in this whole mission, is going to be pretty much taken. There's a few Shriekers here and there, and there's a little bit of a cheese I'm going to show you, or you will see at the end, where the Shriekers are a non-issue. That's where I was running into a lot of issues, was at the end I was getting to the boss no problem, but those damn Shriekers, there's like 4 or 5 of them up in the trees that kept killing me while you're getting just run over by Thrall. But yeah, there's Taken Barrier, so receiving taken damage gives a 20% reduction in damage for 10 seconds. I noticed that was coming in quite handy as I was taking damage or getting swiped by Thralls. One of the things you'll find in this particular mission is that there are a ton of, well, taken Thralls, especially at the end. I've never seen that many in my life. So let's go through some tips and tricks while the full run rolls out in the background. Now, first off, you want weapons that are masterworks. You want to generate as many orbs as possible because you want to get as many supers as possible. So, of course, I'm using my Recluse, or Recluse, I'm using Outbreak Prime, and my Hammerhead. All of them are masterworks. So, for running Warlock, I wouldn't go Slova Bomb, I wouldn't go Stormtrance, go Well of Radiance. You're going to see in this encounter, there's plenty of times where I use it not only to save my butt, but also just there's going to be perfect times where you need to plop that thing down, just stand there and kill everything that you see. Some other weapons you might consider would be perhaps a sniper and a submachine gun. Okay, we'll always have a submachine gun. I'm going to say not to use a shotgun, because with this encounter, you cannot die to get this triumph. So I'm going to say take your time and stay far away from enemies. But the reason why I keep saying submachine guns is because of what I said before. There's going to be some parts of the encounter where there are just so many taken Thrall, especially when you get to the end. You will be blown away by how many you see, but if you have bad juju by now, you probably already saw them. But you definitely want to use a machine gun. I would not use rockets. I'd probably say stay away from grenade launchers, because you want to use machine guns because they're going to serve 2 purposes. One is to clear ads if you need to, but then also to do some DPS on some of the bosses that you're going to run into. If I was doing this on my Hunter, I would go Night Stalker all the way with Orpheus Rig. I'm using Phoenix Protocol so that if I stand in my well, I will get my super energy back. Even though they nerfed it, I will get my super energy back. I'm using weapons to create orbs for myself, so you're going to see I will get a ton of Well of Radiances going. But if you're on your Hunter, I definitely would go Night Stalker in case you need to go invisible here and there, but more importantly, to throw down those tethers to control ads. If I was running this on my Titan, I more than likely would just go with the Funbreaker, with the Top Tree Melting Point to get some hammers going, but of course I think Sentinel would be good. I don't know if Striker would be very good, because I don't really think you want a roaming super, but Sentinel would be a good choice. But for myself personally, I love Sunbreaker. What I found with running this solo is the 2 dicey sections are going to be the Pleasure Gardens room with the huge ogre, and then also the final boss fight. Now, let's talk about the huge ogre room in the Pleasure Gardens first, and you'll see the footage and how I actually completed, but I'm going to talk about it right now in case you want to skip to it, and I will put little timestamps in the pinned comment tomorrow. So first off, with the Ogre Room, well, it's in the Pleasure Gardens, but before you get the Ogre to spawn, you need to run around and kill all of these blights. Now, when you're running around taking out those blights, you're going to have these taken war beasts all over the place. And if you've got the Recluse, well, it's real simple. You just, one, you're killing them nonstop, and two, you're creating orbs and you're making wells if you need them. But for the most part, you're not going to need Well of Radiance for that part until you get to the Ogre. Now, once the Ogre finally spawns in, he is beefy. And I used a combination of my Hammerhead machine gun, but then also Outbreak Prime. You just cannot go, you can't go wrong with Outbreak Prime for anything, whether it's ad clearing or even DPS. Once you get the Ogre down in health, then you're going to have to deal with some wizards and some more war beasts. So what I would do is take the Ogre's health down for a little bit, then all of a sudden stop everything and make your way around the Pleasure Gardens room and kill all of the wizards. They will have void shields, so the Recluse will come in very handy for that. So just kind of walk around the room. The Ogre, he's slow, so he's just going to walk around the room following you where you go, but make your way around the room, kill all of the wizards, then you're pretty much good to go in terms of having nothing else in the room except you and the Ogre. Use your machine gun and use Outbreak Prime if you have it. That's also the best thing for DPS, I think, for this particular mission. Once you get to the final boss fight, it's really straightforward. There's going to be a gazillion Taken fighting a whole bunch of Cabal. Now, you kill all the Cabal, kill all the Taken. Then the boss is going to spawn. Now, he's a big, beefy boss, and there's going to be a gazillion Taken Thrall. Now, at first, I was getting wasted, not by the Thrall, by these damn Shriekers. There's like 4 or 5 of them all the way up in the trees, and you're trying to shoot at them with your machine gun from down below, and then you're getting overrun by Thrall. You're going to see where I go at the end. There's kind of like a cheese spot, or it's not even a cheese spot. It's kind of like a hiding spot that you can go to, and you could just lead all of the Thrall right into your line of sight. Just waste them, just line them up and shoot them all with your submachine guns. Keep putting down supers. I just kept putting down the Well of Radiance over and over. And then also if you're running Night Stalker, just keep putting down tethers over and over. If you're on your Titan, just keep using your super. Yeah, you get the idea, guys. You're going to find a spot where I'll be standing and actually the Shriekers cannot have a line of sight on me. So that is it, guys. I'm going to let the full footage roll out because I wanted you to see every encounter in this particular mission and how I actually handle them. Some are different. Like this part right here, you got to play it a little safe because not only are you dealing with ads rushing you, you've got a nice yellow bar there who wants to kill you, so I put my Well of Radiance down, but you also have the little things that send you flying up in the air or against another wall. So if you're already weak from getting damaged by an ad or even that yellow bar, and then you get hit by one of those things from the side, you're going to go flying into a wall and you're going to die and have to start the whole thing over again. So, alright guys, that's going to do it. Here we're going into the Pleasure Gardens where you're going to face that Ogre, but first we need to kill the Taken Blight. So, I'm going to let it go from here, guys. Leave me a good old hashtag, made it to the end, if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor, drop a like in this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter, @Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.
Inflict your desires upon reality. One good death deserves another. I leave you here. Claim what has been